Okay, Kalina is sharing.
All right, you can see this, right?
All right, I can see it. Yes.
All right. This is from when I played like a year ago.
Oh, you're just 4 minutes in too.
What?
Your reaction's priceless, Kalina.
Well,
Oh my
Nancy's quote is like
gosh.
the best. Here, hang on. Hang on. I gotta see it again.
Great.
Oh no,
Okay.
I was fiddling around with it for a while because I couldn't
I
figure out
mean,
how to
what
make it
was
work. I
that?
think it was the I think that was the first time I ever saw the Grinny Dream.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny.
Just shake this stuff off and go to the mall.
Yeah. Nancy says that at the end right there, and I love it.
Oh,
Oh,
Lonnie.
that's classic. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's great.
Yeah, where was that line from? It feels like this feels like an early line. Someone I don't know who put that together, but that was totally not scripted.
Mm.
I think they were just kind of like practicing scene building with funny stuff.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
Can we see it over again? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I
If I
just
can drag
if you
it
can get
just
like
right.
radio
What,
silence before so I can get the full.
You can use the arrow keys, Kalina, to go back and forth by 5 seconds, eh?
In 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Like the audio actually cuts.
What?
How about we just shake this stuff off?
Oh, I find that very amusing. That's really
It's
great.
so random.
It's so
then,
great.
I think the music starts off big and then suddenly like goes quiet.
Yeah,
And then just like yeah.
I love that. I
I
love that
love
so
the
much.
random things that the artists and programmers and designers just threw in there for fun.
Just because why not?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, oh
And
man.
then you have to replay the game like 5 million times to find everything that you've missed prior to before the previous. Yeah. Anyways, all that
Replayability.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Keep those keep those discs because they're going to be in handy in 18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always funny. Like at the end of the scripts, so Nancy would go through all the scripts,
Mhm.
like all her responses and stuff, and then we'd have like random voiceovers, like it's locked and stuff, and then we at the end we'd always throw in like bizarre stuff just in case. By that time, Lonnie was, sometimes our sessions would go really long,
Yeah.
like 3, 4, 5 hours of
Wow.
Lonnie doing voiceovers. They would go long.
That's great.
Because I think we only did like one session or something like that because she just wanted to motor through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, going back to the sound library though, it was interesting because I remember a few instances where we actually did have to make a separate purchase for unique sounds. The Tesla coil in the Deadly Device, for example, and for Shadow at the Water's Edge, the Reuters, Kathy Reuter and Jean Reuter, well, there was a complaint about the sound library not having enough cat sounds for the robotic cat. And like, well, we've got a few options here.
Yeah.
We could go and buy some more, or the Reuters know how to get their cats to make certain sounds. We're not going to talk about the torture that may have been involved, but they went home with a recording microphone one day, and came back the next day with all the sounds for the robot cat Suki.
That's funny
Awesome.
because I don't remember seeing anything in the credits that said no animals were harmed in the production of this game.
Oh, we don't know that. No, they knew their cats very well, and so they
Yeah.
knew what ticked them off and made them hiss or growl. But they also knew how to make their cats love them again.
That is
I
so funny.
I can't say that they were hurt or anything.
No,
like
of
that,
course,
so I
yeah,
don't know.
no. It's always fun to poke fun, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
For
great.
for the nightmare scene, I actually got borrowed Kyle's camera, and I was gonna make like a Ring video.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And I remember going to the farm, so up from the offices is this Kelsey Creek farm, and so I took like a picture of like a sheep eye really close and chewing,
Nice.
but I couldn't figure out how to get the video into Bing.
Oh.
Interesting.
Maybe I should like put it up. I don't know
That
if I
that
can
would
find the
be
files
great.
from it. But yeah, it was
Revisit
really kind
your-
of freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, revisit your blog and start adding stuff to it.
Yeah.
Somebody will find value
Electric
in
Rest Part 2. Yeah.
it.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
Well,
love
I
it.
guess, yeah, I do want to ask, now that it's been 18 years and we've just gone through it again, what are your thoughts, man? What do you think of anything? What parts stood out? What parts made you want to throw up, if any? I don't know.
I just want a game where it's just like Nancy dreams and video and nightmares. Like I would pay good money just to see like what's going on in her subconscious. So
Yeah.
But I was really super stoked that we did like the dreams, because with the time we always wanted to try that out. I'm not Canadian. It's just when I'm with Canadians, I try to make them feel welcome. So I say out.
Oh, that's great. That's really good. Well, next game we'll play is White Wolf of Icicle Creek, and then I'll make you feel like a real Canadian for that one.
Wait, no, it's not. We're not gonna do that one, are we?
No, of course not. No. I gotta say that game was an interesting one because of the transition from the previous, I don't know, UI and sort of flow of the game.
Yeah.
Because there's one, like the biggest thing for me were actually the fade in and fade outs from scene to scene, and like it would actually fade to white or fade to black, and that carried right over into Crystal Skull and the next few games. But Crystal Skull, there were tons of fade to blacks, like they were all over the place.
And we had nicknames for the black and the white.
Yeah, I think it was like
black was toast and white
and
was
cream cheese or something.
cream cheese.
Yeah.
Cream cheese.
Sorry, Calina, you were gonna say something there. Yeah.
Oh no. I thought it was interesting when I was digging around in the files, learning more about White Wolf. That transition period when the game was getting a little beefier, like in the engine and the resolution as well, and production didn't stop for it. Like it kept moving, and the game art was exported out at the same resolution as it was, but to accommodate for the upgrade in resolution size, they pretty much just expanded the art. So it was like pulling up, you're an artist. If you try to squeeze up res
just scale
an
up
image, it gets blurry.
Yeah.
And so that's why the whole game looks a little bit blurry, is because they made the art at a smaller size and then just upscaled it when the UI transitioned.
And that didn't change until the Captive Curse, when they actually started outputting the renders as, I think it was 800 by 4 something or whatever.
800, 600?
800 by 600 was the
whole thing.
resolution of the game, but the actual rendered
art was
frames,
different.
they were like 800 by 430 or something. But yeah, it's funny that they didn't actually start doing that until then. Because I think that the Captive Curse and Alibi and Ashes both look visually really good. Yeah, I mean they all look really good, but yeah, the detail comes out.
Was it a footprint issue? I don't know why, or just rendering time issue.
Well, it might have been a bit of both. I'm curious though, because from White Wolf, it's funny actually that this happened, because from White Wolf until Shadow of the Water's Edge, they were still using that smaller render size, but they still had 2 discs. They bumped up the render size as Captive Curse and went down to 1 disc.
One of them was, I think Captive Curse was DVD.
That would be why.
All previous ones were CDs.
That would be why.
So it had a higher storage capacity on it.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, this is making me remember like doing calculations on the back of envelopes and being like, we're gonna have to go to like more discs.
Yeah.
Rob Clay saying like, nope.
That's
Yeah,
great.
I remember with like White Wolf Icicle Creek, when that change happened, I couldn't play the beta when it came out because I had to upgrade my graphics card for the first time in my life. And I'm like, I don't even know what a disk driver is. What am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah. Wow.
I remember that nightmare too.
That's great.
It needed to happen though. I mean, keeping up with the industry standard for the resolution size in gaming. But, you also got to keep in mind, a lot of our players a lot of the Nancy Drew players don't have like gaming machines, and
Yeah.
so just the average laptop is what needs to run
Yeah.
these games for them to be happy.
Well, that's where Midnight in Salem was so interesting, because it was such a drastic change.
Yeah.
Like, so many people couldn't play it because it was just like dropping frames, constantly dropping frames. Even playing on the lowest graphical settings was brutal for a lot of people. Yeah, it was a time. But that's the other thing too, is because like obviously the audience has gotten used to not needing an overpowered PC to play these games, right? And so while it doesn't seem fair to just throw something like that at them, that is also just kind of the times. You can't really stick with PowerPoint forever. You got to upgrade to Google Docs or Google Slides at some point. I mean, even though PowerPoint is more stronger.
Yeah, and Robert, you could probably speak to this. I think with the first 32 games, essentially what happened is that the artist would build and render out scenes and flatten them out as JPEG images. I think in the earlier games they were TIFF images.
Yeah.
Right. Or PNGs.
Then they compressed later to JPEGs, and then even better yet, PNGs, because of the transparent backgrounds. And the programmers would just essentially stitch all of the art, connect it together so that when you clicked on the frame, it would just populate a new still image.
Yeah.
It felt like you were moving around in the environment because it was all flattened imagery. That's why you can't move around like you do when you see the cutscenes.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting
That's how
stuff.
they kept the files down in size.
Yeah. And again, that 2D method or process just allowed us to have really great detail on the artwork that we couldn't get in a 3D rendered.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, because then you could do like touch-ups later, and if you have to change something, then you just render out a new scene. Yeah. I mean, really, if you do changes in 3D, then you kind of just add the change and keep going. But
but at that time, like 3D games, the environments were just really kind of like time wasters, right? To get from one mission to another, or for like a monster enemy to jump out of. Environments just in 3D games at the time were not important.
Yeah.
Whereas in these games, they are the bread and butter crux of the experience.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, because that's what people really hold, or why people hold these games in such a high standards, because they look so freaking good. Like I mean, a few of them maybe, like the earlier ones, maybe not so much. When I say the earlier ones, I mean like the first two. They're a little more lackluster, but
stay beautiful.
Yeah. And that's what they did from Haunted Mansion onward. Yeah. I really, I'd love to play through, especially some of the ones that came out after you left, Robert, because that's when the games got even into a larger resolution, and just the visual quality was just so beautiful. Like, to me, The Deadly Device is still one of the prettiest looking games. The Silent Spy is up there as well. Yeah. And Sea of Darkness is just a given, I think, but
I want to see the 3D. I want to see Nancy in 3D.
I can give you a teaser, but you said you want to keep it. I'll leave it up to you, man.
No. I mean, we'll do the walkthrough, but I'm not going to preview it.
No previews. Okay. Yeah. Well, then we'll do the walkthrough. We'll do that. How this might be.
Let's do it right now.
I think.
Is it midnight at your place?
Yeah. Oh my gosh! I didn't even realize what time it was.
It went by fast.
You were powering through like a pro.
That
Hugh.
was
My
incredible.
Goodness.
Thanks to this lovely little walkthrough that I've written. Yeah. Wow. Well, we'll wrap up the recording here. Stay on for a little bit longer after, but just so people on YouTube don't get, drawn in for hours and hours.
Fatigued.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the amazing playthrough with these guys. That was really so much fun. I really enjoyed that, and hearing all these behind the scenes stories. It was just the coolest thing. Is there a place that people can follow you guys, or would you prefer to stay hidden and anonymous in the world of the internet?
Well, I'm on iNaturalist, and you can see what like bug and plant I've recently seen.
Perfect.
In
Sorry,
in the
iNaturalist is what it's
Pacific
called? I gotta look this up.
Yeah,
This is great.
yeah. It's just a place where people like take pictures of bugs and plants and fungus, whatever's living, and you can help identify it. So that's what
Wow.
I've been up to.
I've never heard of this before.
Fun.
No, I'm being silly. I'm being facetious. Like,
But no, really, no, because I know you were into birding at one point.
Yeah.
But you for real, though, I wouldn't surprise
Well,
me if you were into those things.
it's plants now, so it's because plants don't move. It's really easy to photograph them. So it's mainly.
But like we were talking about this before recording last week, about your interest in it, and it really is cool. I think it's really a fascinating thing, especially because of like the variety of everything that you can find in all sorts of parts of the world. But
yeah, and it feels Nancy Drewish, right? Like looking for clues in the real environment.
Oh yeah, exactly.
How do we know what it is? And what is its type? So it's kind of like a natural history.
Exactly. And Calina, where can people track you down? Because I know you've got a couple places.
A couple, just to name a few.
Yeah.
I am all over the internet. Yeah, you can find me at calinaherman.com and also on YouTube at Story Retold.
Nice. Excellent. If you're watching this video, you probably know where to find me, so I won't even bother saying. Just click the little,
subscribe, y'all.
Yeah, we'll do that to Calina as well. She's got some phenomenal content, as we saw with the little Granny thing. She's got a full playthrough of Curse of Blackmoor Manor, which I can't remember if she's got any other stories in that that didn't come up in this playthrough, but I don't know. I still enjoy watching her content, so I'd say just go check it out. Yeah, I don't know. Any last words? Any final thoughts before I click the stop recording button?
Let's shake this all off and go to the mall.
Don't leave me. I love you.
That's a good
Well, we won't be leaving you, because if you want to do a playthrough of Midnight in Salem, then you'll be coming right back. It'll be perfect.
Sounds great.
Hopefully we won't be recording at 12 in the morning. I mean, it's like 11 for you guys, but still.
It's slumber party night.
It is.
So,
I know. I've got my Halo 3 pajamas on. Look at this. It's great.
Oh, nice.
Nice. It's
My
fantastic.
smoking jacket. my plaid.
I love it.
Bean.
I really do love that jacket. It's fantastic.
It's great. Look at the cuffs.
So you got to be holding a drink with that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, we'll do that off air. Yeah. He's got cucumber. Is that cucumber water?
No, it's tonic and
Lime.
Oh, nice. That's fantastic.
Classic choice.
Okay, we're gonna stop recording.
All right.
Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for probably Midnight in Salem. Actually, I'll say this. At the time that this comes out, October 5th, hopefully shortly after, there will be a playthrough of Secrets Can Kill Remastered coming out with Arglefumph. And so we're playing. So today is September 30th. Him and I will be recording that on the 3rd of October.
Who's Arglefumph?
Arglefumph. Michael Gray, do you know Arglefumph?
The
No?
first Nancy Drew gameplay videos on YouTube was
Oh,
done
really?
by
Yeah.
Arglefumph.
And he actually...
wow.
2007. I
Now,
think.
the reason I'm playing Secrets Can Kill Remastered with him is because he actually has his photo in that game as Mr. September in the student union or student something like that. And yeah, so we're gonna play through that, so you guys can check that out as well. It'll be pretty fun. That's it. That's probably the only other announcement that I've got at this time, because I don't know what's gonna happen. I never record anything this far in advance, so
Can't wait.
it's gonna be great. Okay, we're gonna stop the recording in 3, 2, 1. Actually, I'll just do this. You guys can actually hear this. Oh, and we'll go. Hold on.